Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, and distinguished participants, it is my great honor to welcome the Honorable John Lee, Chief Executive of the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region, to the International Business Summit. As we heard from our distinguished speakers earlier this morning, navigating the complexities of today's changing economic landscape and geopolitical environment will require our collective wisdom and efforts to ensure that Hong Kong reaffirms its status as an international and leading business hub, fostering innovation and collaboration. And in fact, it's a very positive message from our speakers this morning, especially from the younger generation, that this is a very exciting time, and I'm so glad to hear that. It is truly exciting, but we need to work hard. So with ASEAN and the Middle East poised to play a more central role in global economic growth, it is crucial for us as business leaders to explore and seize opportunities in these emerging markets. Now, working diligently is something that the Chief Executive seems to do with remarkable ease. In July, I had the privilege of joining his delegation to Laos, Cambodia, and Vietnam, where our itinerary stretched from early morning to late at night, allowing us to actually fit in an unbelievable number of meetings and site visits. Now, he worked similar magic today. This is his third event, enabling him, despite a very full day, very full diary, to find time to speak to us. So, Chief Executive, we are extremely honored to have you here this morning to share your insights on the future of Hong Kong in the global economy, particularly in light of rapid technological and geopolitical challenges. Now, Mr. Lee, I know your time is very tight, so I will keep my remarks brief. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the Chief Executive of the Hong Kong SAR, the Honorable John Lee. Thank you.
Ms. Anna Chan, Consuls General, business leaders from around the world, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is a pleasure to be here with you once again at the International Business Summit. My congratulations to the Hong Kong General Chamber of Commerce for organizing this summit, now into its milestone 30th year. Established in 1861, the Chamber's roots run long and deep in the Hong Kong economy and community. Throughout the years, the Chamber remained committed to creating exchange platforms for different sectors, and this summit is testament to your dedicated efforts in fostering exchange. In an ever-changing world, this year's summit brings together some 400 prominent and influential professionals from Hong Kong, the mainland, and around the world. You are here to discuss the future of business and Hong Kong's place in that future. The summit's theme is Shifting Economic Center of Gravity, Hong Kong's Role. As today's program underlines, more and more businesses are turning to new areas of growth in emerging markets, such as ASEAN and the Middle East. Hong Kong companies and the Hong Kong SAR government are very much among them. Under the one country, two systems principle, Hong Kong has long been a super connector and a super value adder, creating opportunities in both traditional and emerging markets. It helps that we have long proved ourselves in international trade and cooperation and continue to do so. This year, for example, we were once again ranked the world's freest economy, and we were named the world's third largest financial center in the latest Global Financial Centers Index. Earlier this year, the World Competitiveness Yearbook ranked Hong Kong 5th among 67 economies. That's up from 7th last year. And the index covers political, cultural, and other dimensions, as well as GDP and productivity. In short, Hong Kong remains amongst the most liberal and easiest places in the world to do business. These and many other advantages make Hong Kong a natural bridge for ASEAN and Middle East businesses and investors looking to mainland markets and opportunities. Hong Kong, of course, has long enjoyed mutually beneficial trade and economic relations with ASEAN. Indeed, ASEAN is our second largest goods partner, with total trade reaching $145 billion last year. In 2022, ASEAN was our 6th largest source of inward direct investment and 3rd largest destination of our outward investment. Hong Kong, let me add, is home to about 650 offices with parent companies located in ASEAN. And we expect those numbers to grow in the coming years, given the ASEAN-Hong Kong-China Free Trade Agreement and related investment agreement, both of which came into force in 2021. Our FTA with ASEAN also made possible the Economic and Technical Cooperation Work Program set up for best practice sharing and capacity building. I'm pleased to say that the Hong Kong SL government supports an extension of the work program with enhanced financial contribution. This will strengthen our people-to-people ties and enhance the region's overall competitiveness. Talking about people-to-people ties, I led a high-level delegation to Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam this summer, following my visits last year to Singapore, Indonesia, and Malaysia. Nearly 90 cooperation documents were signed between Hong Kong and those economies, covering a welcome variety of industries, areas, and institutions, each in its own discrete way, injects fresh impetus into our long-term collaboration with the member states of ASEAN. We have, let me add, relaxed the criteria for Cambodian, Laos, Myanmar, and Vietnamese nationals applying for multi-entry visas to Hong Kong, either for travel or business. We have also extended the validity period from 2 to 3 years. And we will provide self-service immigration clearance for invited visitors here for business, development, and other activities from ASEAN countries, making it more convenient for our ASEAN friends to come to Hong Kong. I believe that the next natural step in our growing ties with ASEAN is for Hong Kong to become a member of RCEP, the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership. RCEP, the world's largest FTA, includes all 10 member states of ASEAN. I'm pleased to note that RCEP Joint Committee's adoption in September of an accession protocol for new members. That milestone underlines RCEP's determination to be open and inclusive. As a champion of free and multilateral trade, Hong Kong is fully prepared to join RCEP. Doing so will boost our tide in trade and benefit companies and investors throughout the nations of ASEAN and also RCEP. And I continue to count on business leaders like your good selves, people who know Hong Kong well and appreciate the value that Hong Kong can add to RCEP, to speak up in support of our accession bid. We are also expanding our connection with other economies. The Middle East is among our priorities. I visited the Middle East in February last year, and since then, we have been reaching out to governments, businesses, and investors throughout the region. Developments are encouraging. Our merchandise trade with member states of the Cooperation Council for the Arab States of the Gulf grew 15% from 2022 to 2023, year on year. And we signed an investment promotion and protection agreement with Bahrain in March, Hong Kong's third IPPA with a Middle East country, following agreements and arrangements with Kuwait and the United Arab Emirates. In my policy address last month, I introduced various measures to create a welcome environment for Middle East and ASEAN visitors, including providing information at the airport in Arabic, compiling a list of restaurants offering halal food, and encouraging more commercial establishments to provide worship facilities in hotels. We want our visitors from the Middle East and from ASEAN to feel at home here in Hong Kong. We are making progress too in Latin America. Earlier this month, I visited the beautiful city of Lima, the capital of Peru, for the APEC Economic Leaders Meeting. While I was there, I witnessed the signing of a free trade agreement between Hong Kong and Peru. With a burgeoning consumer market and a continuing infrastructure development, Peru presents tremendous market potentials. In 2012, we signed an FTA with Chile. Adding Peru now will reinforce the message to other Latin American economies that Hong Kong is ready and eager to build closer economic ties throughout the region. When it comes to new centers of economic growth, our country certainly shines on the global stage. With our prowess in professional services, Hong Kong is the place for a world of investors to grasp the opportunities of the mainland market. We recently signed an amendment to the Arrangement on Trade in Services under RCEP, the mainland and Hong Kong closer economic partnership arrangement. The revised agreement will offer expanded liberalization measures across several service sectors where Hong Kong enjoys competitive advantages. Hong Kong invested enterprises will be allowed to adopt Hong Kong law and choose Hong Kong for arbitration in the GBA. And the 3-year requirement for business operation in Hong Kong to qualify as a service supplier for most sectors has been removed. That will allow companies and entrepreneurs from around the world to use Hong Kong as their base for exploring the mainland markets, enjoying preferential RCEP treatment that much easier. To tap into the mainland market, you need to look no further than the Guangdong, Hong Kong, Macau Greater Bay Area, a cluster city development that brings together Hong Kong, Macau, and 9 cities in southern China. With a population of 86 million, the GBA has a combined economic output of nearly $2 trillion last year, rivaling the world's 10th largest economy. Its potential is not to be missed, and Hong Kong is your gateway to this economic powerhouse. That's why earlier this week, I led a high-level delegation to visit mainland cities of the GBA. I'm glad to note that Chairman Agnes Chan was part of the delegation too, among other prominent business leaders from Hong Kong. we all work very hard, with ease and without ease. There, we promoted to our mainland counterparts the wide range of professional services on offer in Hong Kong as we go global and seize a world of opportunities together. And more good news. As announced in my policy address, the multiple entry visa for foreign staff of Hong Kong registered companies has been extended to a maximum of 5 years. Meanwhile, the new mainland travel permit for non-Chinese Hong Kong permanent residents, launched by the central authorities in July, is well received in the community. Some 20 permits have been issued to non-Chinese permanent residents in our city. With the permit, a large population of permanent residents with foreign nationalities could more conveniently visit the mainland for business, leisure, or visiting their families and friends. These are just a few of the advantages Hong Kong can offer overseas investors. They highlight our singular advantage under one country, two systems. In so many ways, Hong Kong is your great connector. It helps too that we can count on our Hong Kong chambers and institutions and so many other organizations and individuals, people like you, every one of you, who believe in Hong Kong, in our heritage, in what we have accomplished, and in the flourishing future we are working to realize for us all. My thanks once again to the Hong Kong General Chamber of Commerce for organizing this essential gathering. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish a rewarding summit and the best of business and health in the year to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Executive. May I now invite the HKGCC Chairman, Ms. Agnes Chan, to escort the Chief Executive back to his seat. Thank you. And may I now also invite Chamber Deputy Chairman, Mr. Guy Bradley, to deliver the vote of thanks. Mr. Bradley, please.
May I offer a huge thank you to our distinguished speaker, the Honourable John Lee, for joining us to share his thoughts on Hong Kong's role in this changing economic landscape. Despite his extremely busy schedule, the Chief Executive has made the time to speak to us this morning. To me, this is a clear demonstration of how much importance he attaches to encouraging the business community to play its part in Hong Kong's economic recovery. In today's rapidly changing markets, it is vital that we all strive to be competitive and look for alternative ways of doing business. Competition means challenges, yes, but Hong Kong has always risen to meet the latest challenges of the day, and it will do so again. With our unmatched entrepreneurial spirit, the support of the central government, and that of our own very capable government, Hong Kong stands in good shape to contribute to and benefit from both the Greater Bay Area and the wider Belt and Road Initiative. On that note, I invite you all to join me in giving a round of applause to our Chief Executive, the Honourable John Lee.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Bradley. Please kindly remain on stage. And may I now invite Chamber Chairman Ms. Agnes Chan and Vice Chairman Mr. PC Yu and Mr. Douglas Wu to escort the Chief Executive back on stage for a group photo. Thank you.